Decorative popcorn tins, and receipts now litter the lot, all of which serving as painful reminders of memories lost. The key to great marketing is showcasing what you have to offer. But it's hard to market something that doesn't exist yet. And if that number, 170, doesn't boggle your mind, perhaps the sites behind me will. This was a strip mall, but that restaurant has been rebuilt and it has a new name, Boudreaux's Bus Stop. The school buses didn't have any problems this morning. Huge flames rocketing into the air, and you can actually see the smoke from Corydon, which is probably about 5 miles away. Deputies say the driver was moving erratically and at one point left the roadway, went into a ditch, came out, and then kept going. 40 houses that are tailored for low-income families. Many of those homes are in centralized locations on the south side. Having your property vandalized is enough to leave anyone upset, but Evansville police say this latest case has them seeing red. This is Sue Morrison's corner office, and she doesn't want to be bothered. Picasso used canvas. She uses glass.
If I can involve something that's personal with that customer, then I feel like that connection remains in part of the piece.
At Sunburst Stained Glass, that connection hangs on the walls, in the window, and in a box. She's booked until June, but she's found the time for something special.
This is the flag that was on my dad's casket at his interment.
Her newest masterpiece would be a tribute to her father.
It says Captain Harry E. Thompson, on H,
and a gift to her sister.
U.S. Army Infantry Pacific Theater. That flag has been in my sister's possession. And as Christmas was approaching and trying to think of things for her, I thought about having a box made for the flag, a wooden box.
It would be a surprise. Like any small business owner, Morrison went to another small business, Egan's Framing. It was there where she'd receive a surprise in return.
I picked up the box and the flag just before the fire, almost literally just before the fire. So had the fire occurred a day earlier, if I had waited a little longer to pick it up, it would be gone.
Glass is brilliant, precious, and fragile, much like the flag she nearly lost.
There would have been regret, but it's one of those things that happens.
In her work, Sue Morrison can see herself, and a little bit of her father, too.
There we go.
That's one of life's most precious gifts.
I had been trying to figure out how to work the surprise at a different time, and now here we are.
And to think it almost never happened. This corner of Illinois is back on its feet after getting blown off its foundation.
You know, you want it to go away, you want to clean up. It's overwhelming. It's destruction, devastation, any word that you can think of. It's surreal, unreal. Thank the Lord that we're here, and if it wasn't the good Lord's will, I wouldn't be here right now.
What an angel.
Thank you.
2 angels. You can never have enough.
Torn apart, picked up, and scattered in the wind.
You sit there and grieve yourself to death.
People's lives and livelihoods now rest
Picking up pennies.
in piles.
Seen them and figured I'd pick them up.
For the people of Harrisburg, finding peace comes in the act of finding the pieces.
It's a hard thing to say. I mean, you just look at it and you say, how could it possibly do that?
Woo! That was heavy.
It's really sad. It's someone's home and it just got destroyed.
No, it's still sealed. It was in the closet.
When I got up, I went over there and I could hear my neighbors hollering in their house, underneath that house.
It's times like these where you learn who your neighbors are
Well, I'll be damned, she's out of the hospital. Hello, kid.
and where your neighbors were.
I mean, most of them were killed right down in there.
There was one right here.
The one there, that's a young girl got killed in that apartment there. Only your shoulders, your shoulder?
Yeah, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I got a scratched knee and a scratched elbow, is all I got.
Back on its feet, Harrisburg begins the process of repairing and recovering its foundation. even if it comes 1 penny at a time.
It's the first one I ever see, and I hope it's the last one.
Former Deputy Stuart Mosby spent 17 years in the Vandenberge County Sheriff's Office, but his tenure came to an abrupt end February 4th. We obtained his resignation letter, which plainly stated, "I, Stuart Mosby, will be resigning from the Vandenberge Sheriff's Office on February 4th. But multiple sources tell us the circumstances surrounding Mosby's resignation are anything but ordinary. Sources say Mosby resigned amid allegations he claimed to have worked a traffic detail funded by a state grant. An internal audit claimed to have proved otherwise. But let's rewind to last October, when Mosby faced another issue. He resigned his rank as Motor Patrol Sergeant. Through the Freedom of Information Act, we obtained the incident report, which sources say ultimately led to Mosby's suspension that stemmed from that incident report. Multiple corroborating sources say Mosby went to a Fifth Third Bank to report his credit card stolen, following $1,600 in charges. But those sources say Mosby knew his credit card was not stolen. In order to claim the charges were fraudulent, those sources say the bank needed a police report from Mosby. Then, according to sources, Mosby ordered one of his subordinates to create the report, which Mosby would later approve. Multiple sources say once detectives in internal affairs came across the report, an administrative investigation was launched by the sheriff's office. We obtained the personnel order which notified Mosby of his suspension. The administrative investigation found Mosby breached 2 standards of conduct: knowledge of regulations and abuse of position. In addition to resigning his rank as sergeant, Mosby had to serve a 15-day suspension without pay through much of November. According to Indiana Code 36-8-10-11, the sheriff may temporarily suspend an officer with or without pay for a period not exceeding 15 days without a hearing before the board. We reached out to former Deputy Mosby for comment on the allegations, both past and present, but to no avail.